The group stands together, watching the rhythmic patterns of the wildlife in the distance. Animals move with a quiet grace across the vast, frozen expanse of the ancient world. Every step and turn of the herd is noted with careful, methodical observation.
They pause, taking a moment to reassess their direction based on what they've seen.
In the silence of the tundra, there is a profound moment of reflection. A calm expression settles over them as they understand their place in this land. Survival depends on finding water hidden within this frozen, unforgiving terrain. The ground is locked in ice, covered in a delicate layer of morning frost. Small beads of moisture begin to appear on the surface of the sun-warmed rocks. With great care, they collect every precious drop of moisture they can find. Water is a rare gift, quickly reclaimed by the thirsty, cold earth. They continue their search, moving with the patience required of those who live by the land.
A discovery is made. A natural shelter carved into the side of the cliff.
The cave entrance stands as a gateway between the harsh exterior and the quiet dark.
They hesitate for a moment, respecting the unknown space before stepping forward.
With careful steps, they enter the cool, echoing interior of the mountain.
The air inside is still, carrying only the soft, rhythmic echoes of the cave.
Light and shadow dance across the walls as they move deeper into the dark. They examine the stone tools, feeling the weight and the sharp, crafted edges.
An experiment begins, testing how the stones interact when brought together. The first attempt yields nothing, but the observation continues without frustration. Adjusting his technique, he prepares for another trial with quiet determination. Their movements become more synchronized, a shared effort of discovery and learning.
A tiny spark of light, the first step toward a discovery that will change everything. Together we hunt. Together we protect. Share the burden, and we all survive. The path to the east is shorter, but the western route is safer. We must reach the peak by nightfall.
Welcome, friends.
Look at what I found.
This is excellent. Amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll share it.
Together we will find new land. Follow me to the east, and we will thrive.
Це кіно і кресієнс.
Ha! Wach! Hu! Wach! Wach!
Ha. Ha-oh. Ha. Ha-oh. The path forward is clear. We head east to the river, seeking shelter before nightfall. Rest well, we leave at dawn.
The long journey takes its toll as the group finally slows their pace. Signs of exhaustion are written on every face and every movement. They yield to the gravity of their fatigue, claiming the ground. In the wild, there is safety in numbers and comfort in presence. Quiet gestures of support strengthen the bonds that ensure their survival. The body begins its silent work of restoration in the fading light. Silence falls over the savannah, a rare moment of absolute stillness.
The decision is made. They will make their stand here tonight.
They utilize whatever the land offers to build a meager defense. Each member knows their role, working together in silent harmony. Compassion is a survival strategy, ensuring no one is left behind. Tucked away from the wind, they find safety in their proximity. Night arrives, bringing with it a deep and heavy darkness. As the heat of the day vanishes, the biting cold sets in. Crisp night air surrounds him, demanding he stay. The ancient struggle to master fire begins with a single spark. The darkness is pushed back by the steady, life-giving flame. The sounds of the night remind them they are not alone. Under the watch of 1 billion stars, the earth sleeps. Warmth is shared, a collective shield against the freezing night. Even in rest, the instinct of the protector remains awake. Finally, the weight of the day wins, and sleep takes hold. A new day begins, bringing the warmth they so desperately needed. The cycle of rest is complete. The body is renewed. With restored energy, they continue their eternal journey forward.
With the dawn, the journey begins again across the ancient plains. Coordination between the group has reached a new level of precision. Every broken branch tells a story of the world around them. A new strategy for survival is taking shape in his mind.
The search for sustenance leads to the discovery of nutritious roots.
Success comes through the combined efforts of the entire tribe. Efficiency is the difference between life and death in the wild. The day's harvest is bountiful, ensuring the group will be fed. Returning to the shelter brings a rare moment of true stability. Maintaining the flame is a sacred duty for the group's survival. They have learned to master the element of heat and light. The fire stands as a beacon of safety in the dark.
Warmth provides a comfort that the harsh outside world denies.
For the first time in days, the fear begins to fade.
They prepare their meal, transforming raw nature into shared nourishment.
Sharing food strengthens the bonds that hold the tribe together. With their hunger satisfied, their strength returns for the challenges ahead. A language of looks and sounds bridges the gap between them.
Cooperation is no longer just an instinct, it is a choice.
Every observation is a lesson in the art of survival.
Refining their tools allows them to master their environment.
Craftsmanship is born from the need to overcome nature's obstacles.
With better tools comes the confidence to face the unknown. The cycle of survival is stable, secured by fire, food, and fellowship.
The harsh winds of the Ice Age began to fade, giving way to a new warmth.
The earth itself was changing, becoming soft and full of hidden life.
Greens returned to the valley, painting the gray rocks with the color of survival.
Then, he found it, the most precious gift of the changing world. Pure water.
A steady stream that promised an end to the long, dry migrations.
Safe to drink. A source of life that wouldn't bring the sickness of old.
His body, once weary and broken, felt the fire of vitality return. With every step, his footing grew more certain on this new land.
Gathering was no longer a desperate search, but a systematic harvest. His tools became extensions of his will, efficient and deadly sharp.
The fire was no longer a miracle to be chased, but a servant to be kept.
The night, once full of terrors, now felt like a time of deserved rest.
Isolation faded as the small group found strength in their shared existence.
Leadership emerged not through force, but through the wisdom of survival.
The young watched closely, learning the language of the forest and stream.
Knowledge was passed down, hand to hand, ensuring the future's edge.
The stories of the sky and the hunt became the tribe's shared memory. They began to mark their place in the world with things of beauty.
Meaning was etched into the earth, the first sparks of a written legacy.
Their voices found a rhythm, a complex code for a complex life.
They were no longer scattered survivors. They were a single, unified force.
The fear that had shadowed his eyes for years finally began to lift.
The wanderers had found their anchor. The age of migration was over.
A system of survival had become a way of life. They had endured, As the sun rises, a new day begins in the prehistoric world. A group stands united, watching the dawn of a new beginning. Strength and stability define their existence in this world. This landscape provides security and safety for its inhabitants. They have created a shelter, a refuge from the elements. The settlement stands proudly, a culmination of effort and cooperation. In this moment, they find peace and rest after a long day.
Curiosity drives them, a beacon of hope for what lies ahead.
Humans stand small against the vastness of their world, yet they thrive.
Together, they celebrate their survival, marking a significant milestone.
As the sun sets, a legacy begins, destined to last through ages.